Most SQL interview videos teach syntax. Select, where, join, group by. And yes, they are important. But in data engineering interviews, the questions are usually different. They ask things like, how do you find duplicate records? How do you validate whether an ETL load is correct or not? How do you compare source and target tables? How do you find new and change the records for an incremental load? These are not just interview questions. These are real problems data engineers face every day in production. So in this video, we will solve 3 production level SQL interview questions that every data engineer should understand. Hello everyone, welcome to BigData Factory. I am Pranit and I have over 4+ years of experience working as a data engineer. This is another episode in our SQL series. If this is your first time visiting this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more content on big data and real world insights. Now let's get into the first question. Find duplicate records in an order table. Let's say we have a table called orders. It has 4 columns: order ID, customer ID, order date, and amount. Now the question is, find duplicate records based on order ID. This is one of the most common data quality checks in data engineering. Because if the same order is loaded multiple times, your revenue, order count, and downstream reports can become wrong. The first query is simple. Let's understand this. We are grouping the data by order ID. Then we count how many times each order ID appears. If the count is greater than 1, that means the same order exists one more time. This is a duplicate. So this query tells us which order IDs are duplicated. But in real projects, we usually don't stop here. Because knowing the order ID is useful. But sometimes we also need to see the actual duplicate rows. Further, we can write this below query. Here, the CTE first finds the duplicate order IDs. Then we join it back with the original orders table to get the full duplicate records. This is a very useful pattern. First, find the problem, then pull the records causing the problem. That is how data engineers debug the data quality issues. The key takeaway is this. Duplicate detection is not just a SQL interview question. It is a real pipeline validation check. Now let's move to the question number 2. This one is extremely important for data engineers. After an ETL load, compare the source table and the target table and find missing or mismatched rows. Let's say we have 2 tables, source orders and target orders. Both tables have same columns: order ID, customer ID, order date, and amount. The source table is the data we received. The target table is the data loaded after the pipeline. Now we want to check, did all records load correctly, or any records missing, or any values mismatched. So here is the query. Now let's understand this slowly. We used a full outer join because we want to catch records from both sides. If a record exists in source but not in target, then the pipeline missed that record. That is missing in target. If a record exists in target but not in source, then target has an extra record. That is extra in target. And if the records exist in both the tables, but columns like customer ID, order date, or amount are different, then it is a mismatch. The line is distinct from is important because it compares values safely, even when nulls are involved. In some SQL engines, you may use a different null-safe comparison syntax, but the idea is the same. Compare source and target values correctly, including nulls. This question is very real, because after every pipeline load, data engineers need to answer, did the source data reach the target? Did the values change correctly? Did anything get missed? Did anything extra appear? This is called reconciliation. And reconciliation is one of the most important production SQL patterns for data engineers. The key takeaway is source to target comparison helps validate whether your pipeline loaded data correctly. Now let's go to the question number 3. This is related to incremental loading. Given a source customer table and a target customer table, identify which records are new and which records are changed. Let's say we have a source customers and target customers. Both tables have customer ID, customer name, city, mail. The source table has the latest data. The target table has the existing data already loaded. Now we need to find which customers are new and which existing customers have changed. So here is the query. Let's break this down. We start from the source table because source has latest data. Then we do a left join with the target table using customer ID. If the customer exists in source but does not exist in target, then t.customer ID will be null. That means this is a new record. So we mark it as new record. Now if the customer exists in both source and target, we compare the important columns. For example, did the customer name change? Did the city change? Did the email change? If any of these values are different, we mark it as change of record. And the where clause makes sure we only return records that are either new or changed. Unchanged records are ignored. This is one of the most important patterns in data engineering because real pipelines do not load everything from scratch. Many times we do incremental loads. That means we only want to process what is new and what has changed. This logic is also the foundation for slowly changing dimensions, customer master updates, and many data warehouse loading patterns. The key takeaway is incremental loading is not just loading today's file. It is about identifying what is new, what is changed, and what should be updated. This is production level data engineering thinking. So let's quickly recap the three SQL patterns we covered. First, duplicate detection. Second, source to target reconciliation. Third, new and change records detection. These are the types of SQL questions that make you look like a real data engineer, not just someone who knows just syntax. Because in real data engineering work, SQL is not only used for querying data. SQL is also used to validate data, debug pipelines, check data quality, compare source and target data, and protect business reports from wrong numbers. So next time you prepare for data engineering SQL interview, don't only practice basic joins and aggregations, practice production scenarios. Ask yourself, how do I find bad data? How do I check whether the pipeline loaded correctly? How do I detect what changed? How do I make sure the final dashboard is not showing the wrong numbers? This is the mindset interviewers are looking for. And this is also the mindset you need in real projects. If this video helped, drop a like and subscribe to Big Data Factory. Comment SQL if you want more production level SQL interview questions. This is all for today. I will see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and keep building. Bye bye.